A blissful day to everyone. I'm Lorraine F. Pahemariano from BEd 2B, and I will tackle all about the macro skills of communication. But before we start, let us first define what is communication. So, communication is the process by which individuals exchange information, ideas, thoughts, and emotions through various channels. So, for us to be able to have effective communication, we have to master the 6 macro skills of communication. Macro skills of communication. It is the fundamental skills necessary for effective and meaningful communication in any given language. So, the macro skills, it is the necessary way for us to communicate and given in any language, meaning importante din po ito sa mother tongue dahil kailangan po marunong tayo mag-communicate effectively sa kahit na anumang lengguwahe. So the proficiency in these macro skills are paramount to successful interpersonal interaction, whether it's verbal or non-verbal, formal or informal. So, as a future teacher, we educator must acquire these macro skills kasi po tayo mismong mga guro ang magtuturo sa mga estudyante upang sila ay maging bihasa sa pagkokomunikasyon at pagpapahayag ng kanilang mga saloobin. 6 macro skills of communication. These are speaking, reading, writing, and listening. But according to Barrett 2016, recent literature adds 2 more skills, which are representing and viewing. These macro skills of communication are divided into 2 parts, which are productive skills and receptive skills. Productive skills, also known as active skills. It involves producing words, phrases, sentence, and paragraph. These skills engage creativeness, rational thought, and organization. So, under these productive skills are speaking, writing, and representing. So, it is considered as productive skills dahil itong mga skills na ito ay nagpapahayag ng mga salita. And also, it shows creativeness na nanggagaling talaga sa iyo mismo ang thought or idea na yun. So, receptive skills naman is also known as passive skills. It involves receiving information. These skills enhances comprehension and interpretation of the conveyed messages. So, under receptive skills are listening, viewing, and reading. So, from the word receptive, it is receiving information. So, ibig sabihin nun is you're the one who is receiving the information. So, from the productive, siya yung nagbibigay ng information, receptive is ikaw yung nakakatanggap ng information. Before we will discuss these different language skills, let us first identify the significance of macro skills of communication in mother tongue. Being proficient in one's mother tongue equips individuals with a strong linguistic foundation, benefiting them cognitively, emotionally, and socially. Moreover, being able to effectively communicate in one's mother tongue promotes precision and accuracy in expressing thoughts and ideas. So again, as a future teacher in elementary, we are required to acquire these skills because we are teaching children. And Especially children, kasi yung mga bata is more on mother tongue pa talaga sila. So, dapat yung mode of instruction natin sa kanila is yung kanilang mother tongue. So, kapag na-acquire nila itong macro skills sa sarili nilang mother tongue, sa sarili nilang language, is mas mapapa precise yung kanilang pag-express ng kanilang thoughts and ideas, and it can be more effective and accurate. So it will also benefit them cognitively, emotionally, and socially. Nurturing macro skills in the mother tongue fosters a sense of belongingness, encourages active participation in society, and boosts the individual's confidence in expressing their thoughts and emotions in a way that is culturally resonant and personally meaningful. So, kapag na-master na nila yung macro skills na ito sa sarili nilang mother tongue, siguro hindi siguro, sure po na makaka-feel sila na belong sila. Kasi pag yung mga bata kasi nahihirapan pa silang mag-express ng kanilang ideas, especially in English. But kapag matutunan nila ito sa sarili nilang mother tongue, mabubus yung self-confidence nila, parang mas maeengganyo silang magsalita. Now, let us define the 6 macro skills of communication. First is speaking. Mastery in this aspect of communication frequently requires consistent practice, a solid understanding of language semantics, and an aptitude for recognizing nonverbal cues. So, speaking. When you speak, words come out of your mouth. It can be in a formal setting or informal. So, when you speak, you express your thoughts and ideas. It is really important. It is a really important part of the communication because the speaker is where the process of communication starts. So, without the source, without the speaker, there's no communication will happen. So, here is an example of a children speaking confidently in front of an audience. So, this child were able to master the art of speaking because she was able to overcome her fear of stage, or what we call stage fright, because most of the students, including me, I have also a stage fright. So the key to overcome it is just master your topic, and also learn how to speak freely and identify, and also that's it. Learn to speak freely. Second one is reading. It is a form of receptive communication that aids in acquiring knowledge, exchanging ideas, and promoting mutual understanding. So, again, as a teacher, it is important for us to give to children a reading materials like short story, yung mga pabula, parabula, and syempre dapat yung mga reading materials na ibibigay natin sa mga bata is appropriate para sa kanila. And also, dapat din yung mga bata is naiintindihan nila kung ano yung binasa nila. So, importante talaga yung reading when it comes to communication because it is also a way of conveying information. It is also a way of sharing information through textbooks, articles, websites, and etc. So here is an example of a child reading in a library. So there are positive impacts when you love to read. It will enhance your vocabulary, and also it will serve as a relaxation or self-development. Um, in my case, I really love reading Wattpad, novels, because it feels like I'm in their world. I'm in the world of the characters. So, reading also enhances the creativeness of a person or a child. Third one is writing. It is a primary channel for conveying information, ideas, and emotions. So, writing is the process of using symbols to communicate thoughts and ideas in a readable form. It involves a deep understanding of grammar, syntax, and vocabulary combined with the ability to organize ideas logically and coherently. So, writing allows for a more meaningful and in-depth transmission of ideas compared to speaking. So, when you're writing for example, an essay. When you're writing an essay, kapag nagsusulat po tayo ng essay, may oras pa po tayo para mag-isip kung ano ba talaga yung isusulat natin. Kung tama na po ba yung grammar natin, or baka may mailagay pa tayo na creative jokes for humor, yung mga ganun po. Unlike pag speaking, it comes contemporaneous. So, parang on the spot, para siyang on the spot. Kung ano yung naisip mo, yun na yung masasabi mo. Agad. You have no time to think ahead. So, here, as you can see, the children are writing. So, in writing also, pwede natin ma-develop yung creativity ng mga bata. Kasi, dyan po talaga nagsisimula na magpahayag ang mga bata ng kanilang saloobin, since hindi pa nila na-develop yung kanilang speaking, yung kanilang pagsasalita. So, dyan talaga sila, syempre naman, nauuna pa rin yung pagsasalita. Pero, in a deep and meaningful way, yung iba, mas nauunang matutong magsulat ng kanilang saloobin kaysa magsalita. So, the fourth one is listening. It aids in the development of empathy, enabling individuals to respond appropriately in communication exchanges. It enhances discernment in the absorption of both verbal and non-verbal cues, ensuring a complete and accurate interpretation of the message. So, listening is also the ability to accurately receive and interpret messages in the process of communication. So, it is really important for us to listen carefully to the speaker or the source of the information, because if we really understood the message conveyed, we were able to give a feedback. So, feedback can be two things. It can be positive feedback or ambiguous feedback. So, positive feedback is you can only give that if you really understand the message conveyed, the message relayed to you. So, or the information. Feedback, the meaning of feedback is when you give response to the message or information given to you. So let's go back to the two types of feedback. So positive is when you understand the message. Ambiguous is when you didn't understand the message due to language barriers or physiological barriers, which are hearing impairments and other or background noise, and also psychological barrier. You cannot understand the message if you have psychological barrier. Psychological barrier, for example, is that I'm in the same room in the classroom. I'm in the classroom physically, but mentally, I am outside. Or I am thinking about something else. Or yung iniisip ko is iba tulad ng baka may problema or pagod, yun po. So, it is important for us to listen carefully. Here is an example of the children actively listening to their teacher. So, as we can see here, the teacher is reading a book to the children. So, it is important also for the speaker to be clear and accurate of their words about to say. And also, they also need to be careful about their tone of voice and also word choice, because we teachers, we can be often misunderstood if we use the wrong tone of voice to different phrases. Fifth macro skills of communication is representing. Miscommunication often arises from distorted representation, causing a breakdown in understanding. So, dapat kung may i-represent man tayo, dapat clear ito. It is vital to maintain clarity, accuracy, and authenticity in representing information to uphold its integrity, efficacy, and reliability. So, another example, kung paano mo ma-represent yung gusto mong sabihin or gusto mong ipahayag is by creating drawings, representing your drawing, photographs, videos, commercial, and also diagrams when it comes to data. So here is an example of a commercial.
Swag pack, Bear Brand swag pack. Ako ang swag pack, loaded up with vitamins and minerals too. Ano mang maging kailangan mo, I got inside for you. Swag pack, Bear Brand swag pack. Mag Bear Brand swag pack ka na, 10 pesos lang.
May gatas sa labi.
Yeah!
So, yung nakita nating commercial is all about Bear Brand swag pack. So, dapat kung may ipapakita tayong video or materials para pwede makita ng mga bata is appropriate para sa kanila. Isa na rin dito is yung visual aids. Dapat yung visual aids natin is appropriate para sa topic na i-discuss natin sa kanila or sa subject. Dito naman sa commercial is pinakita dito kung ano yung mga sustansya at benepisyo na makukuha natin sa Bear Brand swag pack. So, representing is pagpapahayag ng mga gusto mong sabihin or information and details sa pamagitan ng pag-represent ng video, pictures, or yun sa mga nabanggit ko po kanina. Okay, last but not the least, viewing pertains to our interpretative understanding of visual data, whether it's body language, facial expressions, diagrams, images, or videos. So, viewing is the way you interpret what is being represented to you. Effective viewing ensures accurate interpretation of messages, thus eliminating misunderstandings and fostering clarity in interaction. So it is important for us to understand what we just saw or what we just viewed, because for us to be able to understand the message or the information presented to us. So here is an example of the children viewing a film. So they will learn a lot about a film, a certain film. So dapat po yung inuulit ko po, dapat yung ipapakita natin presentation or video sa mga bata is appropriate para sa kanila. So, as what we can see dito is yung Lego Movie. So, dapat din yung mayroon silang mapupulutang aral and matututunan about sa video. So, in conclusion, focusing on the development of these skills, speaking, reading, writing, listening, representing, and viewing is really important not for us but also to all. So, especially to us because as a future educator, we are the ones who will shape the children to become a competent communicator. So, it's true that learning starts at home, but we teachers, we nurture it. So, it it depends on us. Nakakadepende po sa atin kung gaano po ka-competent yung magiging estudyante natin. So, dapat tayo mismo is competent and master na po natin itong macro skills na ito. So, these skills is critical in shaping not only a competent communicator, but an emotionally articulate and culturally aware individual. Thank you so much, and I hope that you learned a lot from this presentation about the 6 macro skills of communication. Goodbye, everyone, and keep safe.